The Surreal, Sublime Worlds of Szilveszter Makó, from the New York Times. I'm your host on Believing, and today we step into the luminous, in-between spaces that Hungarian photographer Szilveszter Makó creates. Makó's journey began at 14, when a school art competition prompted him to photograph a classmate using multiple exposures. The resulting image showed her almost ghost-like, suspended between here and something else, and in that moment he felt he had held something invisible, if only for a second. That early revelation set the tone for a career that now places icons like Rihanna, Elle Fanning, and Willem Dafoe inside dreamlike frames where light blooms, identity bends, and grain shrouds the subject in mystery. Makó insists his pictures are not religious, yet they function as portraits of how belief feels surreal, luminous, complicated, sublime. He tells me he doesn't speak easily about what moves him, instead he builds elaborate sets, often inside wooden boxes, to give shape to interior states of mind. A psychology student before turning to photography, Makó was preoccupied with the weight of fabric on a shoulder, the scuff of a worn floor, dust caught in a beam of light, small gestures and textures that linger like objects carried unknowingly in a pocket. He compares the box sets to the 64 squares of a chessboard in the Queen's Gambit. The restriction does not confine, it steadies, and within the grid possibilities become clearer. That insight echoes a line of thought many religious people share, that doctrinal rules can be a form of freedom. Muslim feminists have described veiling as a shield from the male gaze, a way to claim ownership of the body, and Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote that observing the Sabbath builds a palace in time. For Makó, the box is his palace, a contained space where belief, memory and imagination intersect. Lauren Jackson, who writes and hosts the Believing column, notes that Makó's work invites viewers to linger on the threshold between the visible and the felt. In the studio he often paints the interior of his boxes with matte black, then lets a single shaft of light cut across the space, catching dust motes and the texture of fabric. The resulting images feel like quiet prayers, yet they contain no overt symbolism. Makó says the grain in his film is intentional, a reminder that perception itself is imperfect. He also speaks of the collaborative nature of his shoots. Even world-famous faces become participants in a shared ritual of stillness, allowing the photographer to capture a moment that feels both intimate and universal. This blend of technical restraint and emotional openness mirrors the way many faith traditions use structure to nurture spontaneity. As the episode draws to a close, it's worth remembering that the photographer's boxes are not cages but sanctuaries where belief can be photographed without being explained. As we close, remember that the unseen can be photographed, and the quiet details we overlook may hold the most profound stories. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time on Believing.